Hello everybody, I'm Colette the Highway Stitcher, and I'm here actually from the River House in Washougal, Washington, to give you my every 2-week just about update. That's what I've been shooting for anyway, and we'll see how that goes. Anyway, I am able to video here, and it's working out just fine, so hope the rest of it does too. We got up here about a week ago, I would say, and everything's going well. So anyway, I came on. It's video number 99, before 100. Amazingly, I can't believe I have that many videos. And I'm first going to get the excitement out of the way. And I told you 2 weeks ago that I would be giving away 3 items. And actually, I do not have them with me to re-show them off, but those of you who commented know exactly what they are. So, and those who win will know exactly what they won. So, anyway, so I'm going to do that right now. I did the random comment picker ahead of time, and so anyway, I'm going to start with the flowers, which is my extra copy of the Hands Across the Sea chart. And that, amazingly, is won by someone I know. Ruth Ann Adams, you know who you are, an old friend from my childhood. Congratulations, Ruth Ann. You won the Hands Across the Sea pattern. The More pattern is the Lost No More, the Dimensions kit that I found, the pattern about Christ with the sheep. The winner for that one is Jean Tompkins. And Jean, I know that you have left comments on my Floss tube before, so I'm glad to know that a regular commenter is winning also. So congratulations to Jean. And then the online winner, which was the one that the most people tried for, is Barb Hansen. I haven't heard of Barb before, but Barb, if you hear this, you won the online gift certificate from 123 Stitch. So anyway, congratulations to you 3. If you watch this video, comment on my video below. My email address will be, of course, under the comments part. So just email me, contact me, and let me know that you won and your address, and I will ship the first 2 items off to the winners, and the third one I will do that one online when I get their email. So anyway, congratulations, Ruth Ann, Jean, and Barb. Okay, so I'm going to go on and just do a quick update on what I worked on the last 2 weeks and what I accomplished. So we'll move on to that. The first thing that I worked on for my, I call it my Svengoolie stitch now. I always work on my Temperature Quaker when Svengoolie's on Saturday night, which is this old monster movie show. And so anyway, I don't know why. I just decided that that's when I was going to update it. And it's once a week, so that's a good amount of time for me to update this particular temperature pattern. And this one is a Stitchy Mommy pattern. Sarah. She made up a Quaker temperature pattern this year, and I just love it. So anyway, I worked on that the last 2 weeks since I last talked to you during some Svengoolie stitch time. So I am using a 40 count. This is going to show through because this is an older it's an older fabric I have. It's Zweigart flax, 40 count flax, and with the called for DMCs. And as you can see, my temperature one I'm using is picking up, of course, the cold. My goodness, this is not working out good here. Let's try it again. There we go. Now it isn't in my face. This one, of course, is picking up the dark purples, light purples of it being cold, and then going around. And as you can see down at the bottom, we got some light and dark blues. We've been affected by the atmospheric river that hit California, and with us, it gave a lot of snow in the mountains, but gave quite a bit of rain to us in the valleys, even though we're high up enough to always have snow. So that's why the temperatures were kind of warmer down near the bottom of that Quaker motif. When I say warmer, I don't mean warm, not compared to what some people think is warm, but it was warmer for us. We generally in January are like high 20s, low 30s for a high. And for this area right in here, we were in the 40s, which is unusual for January in northern Utah. So, but the purples that you see up there were like the high 20s, low 30s. So anyway, that's what I did on that one. Okay, the next one I worked on a little bit. Let me see here. I always like to give you my stats. So, except for Quaker, temperature Quaker, I don't normally do that. Okay, this one, which again, I'm gonna have to put something behind it. I only got about 500 stitches on this one. I wanted to do a little more, but I got involved in working on my other projects, which are a little more important for me, the way I feel to keep up on them. But I did get about 500 stitches on this. This is Winter by Salt and Pepper Stitch. Salt and Pepper, she's a cross stitch designer and seller on Etsy. Her patterns are on Etsy. And her name's Emily Call. And I love this cute little pattern for winter that I bought. Anyway, probably the only thing I actually did for this was I filled in some more of this cute little Quaker motif. I did this little like star, and I did that tree. And I think that those couple little crosses to get the 450, 500. Oh yes, I also finished down the side there too. I finished down the side here when I was at the hotel the first night when we were traveling to Washougal. And they had a nice little area to sit out with a few chairs and a couch, and it had much better light, so I sat out there and worked on it a little bit out in that little sitting area. The rooms sometimes don't have very good light at all. This is being stitched on a 36 count Seraphim fabric called Boston, and I'm using the called for colors, which are working well. Okay. The next pattern I worked on, I'm going to show you my fan favorite Whitco board calls for this month, which I just barely finished up, both of them. And that is the brainchild of Jessie Marie, does stuff, and she started a Whitco, which is a cross-stitch like bingo board. And you put whatever projects you want on it, and when she calls the numbers for the projects, you work on those that particular month, whatever you would like to do with them. My Whipco board is a fan favorite Whipco board. I decided last year that would be one of my goals, and a lot of people like certain patterns of mine projects, and so I decided to put them all on the fan favorites Whipco board, and as they're called, I will work on them. I'm going to work on them 3 days, each one that is called 3 days during the month, and see how much I can get done. So one of the ones that was called, after explaining all that again, is Panoply of Posies, Panoply of Posies. I'm not sure exactly. Different people have told me different things on how that's pronounced. But anyway, that is the pattern. This is a pattern that I'm going to do some charting and a little bit of design changes in it, due to the fact that at the top of it, it has the letters DAR very big, and that's the lineage association I belong to, Daughters of the American Revolution. Anyway, I did not get around, because of our trip, I didn't get around to doing any redesigning on it, but I did work on 2 sides of it, the left and right side, which I knew I was not going to change out any. Before I show this, I'm going to show you the colors. I had a couple commenters want to know the colors that I used for this, because I'm doing kind of a patriotic brim look. So here they are together. I can't see the one out here very good. There we go. They go together really well. The white is bamboo. The reds, I'm using cherry bark, that's sampler threads. The other red is also sampler thread, and that's cranberry. So it's like a slight shade in the medium, kind of. Blacksmith blue, which is a classic Colorworks, like a dark, deep blue, overdyed. And then dungarees, which is also a sampler thread. So anyway, those are the colors I'm using. I'm just alternating them as I decide to, which also takes a little bit longer too, because you know, I'm trying to figure out, oh, which one do I think is going to look the best in what area. So first of all, I'll show you this like farther back. Oh, I'm going to have to put something behind it because of the light. So anyway, and that's what it's looking like so far. I have it folded up because it's a big piece, and all I've done is actually stitch some on one side and the other. So that's what I'll show you. On this side, I stitched this this motif here. This border part there, that's in the cranberry color. It changes colors quite fast. While this is the cherry bark, which stays pretty much, this and this are both cherry bark, and I did that one also. Cherry bark stays that dark, deep red and doesn't do lots of color changes, but oh my goodness. Here, come on, Colette. One's cranberry, one's cherry bark. Cranberry is the one that changes out quite a bit, more than cherry bark. So that and that was done. And then on the other side, I did another border down there with the dungarees color. And the difference between those colors, you can tell right here. That's like the blacksmith blue. It's a real dark, doesn't shade out a lot, while the dungarees does. So anyway, I'll try to show it again this way. Still kind of, let me move over here. There we go. So anyway, that's how it's looking. This, I'm going to put this down on my list of things to do, and I'm definitely going to chart some of this, because I will be working on this again come Mania, because this is an old Mania piece from, I believe, 2019, and so I want to get more work done on it. And the fabric I'm using is 32 count vintage country mocha by Swigart. And I am using the front of this. Brenda's using the back of one of hers, and Kim, I'm using the front on mine. Okay, the next Whip Go fan favorite was 10, and that was Eliza Belcox. This is a hands across the sea pattern. Lots of stitching in this, lots of color changes. So my goal was to try to do the big flower in the middle. I didn't quite get it all done. That's the one right there. But I got quite a bit of it done, and I got, let's see, about 1,250 stitches on it, even with not filling in that whole flower. So the flowers, lots and lots of crossed threads, but pretty. It's real pretty. This is being stitched on, I think it's 36 count vintage buttercream by Lakeside Linen. It's either 36 or 40, but I'm thinking it's 36. And I'm using a Victorian motto thread conversion that she designed for this piece, which I started, oh man, I think it's like 5-6 years ago. So, and this is also a Mania piece, so it will be picked up again in Mania. Okay, so those are my two Whip Go fan favorites. I also brought up here my Dimensions Gold Kit, Enchanted Ornament Stocking. This is being stitched on the kit fabric, which is a light blue Ada, 16 count, and the kit Floss. And I'm also working on the toe, just like Amy. And Amy Loves Toads is working on the toe. Though I have not finished all this up here yet, though, so she will definitely be finished faster than me. I worked down, let's see. I worked down here, did some of that light blue background and all of this leaf here. I did not do the back stitch yet on it, but I did do quite a bit of stitching. In the 2 Sundays, I got about 750 stitches. I probably could get more if it was another day, but Sunday is not always the easiest day for me to stitch because I'm at church, and then a lot of times we'll have dinner with family and stuff like that. But I try to get at least 300 stitches if I can in, and this time I did a little over, so got about 700 total for the last 2 Sundays. Look at that cute cardinal again, so cute. So, still love this pattern, even though dimensions are not the easiest. They are not the easiest patterns to work on, but this one has become a lot easier since I put it up on Pattern Keeper and organized my threads a different way. So it's made it a lot easier. Okay, and then, oh, let me see, I gotta find my phone because I gotta show the other, even though I'm sure you guys have seen. I don't know if I showed this or not. It's always forgetting. There's what the winter, come on, there's got to be a good way of showing this. There is what the winter pattern looks like, the salt and pepper one. Because I don't think I showed that. That's what it's going to look like finished. The other pattern I worked on, but only 250 stitches because I just started it yesterday for its 3 days this month. I already got over 1,000 stitches in it a couple weeks ago, but now I'm working for another 1,000 stitches, is a Lacemaker. So I'll just show you the picture here. Not a good way of showing the picture, but the glare doesn't help. So since I only got 250 stitches on it, you won't really be able to tell, I don't think, much of what I did. I did, there was quite a bit of this dark blue, so I probably did about 100 stitches in that from there on down. Then I went over here, and there was some high unworked stitches that were right around here, some light ones, some kind of light grays, light blues, and so I did them and then kind of worked them down. So there she is so far. Love this piece. It's always fun to work on. I know it's got a lot of confetti. Somebody mentioned that to me recently, but for some reason I don't feel the confetti in it. I don't know why. It's just fun to pick a color and then just work it down the fabric. Just been having lots of fun with it. Whenever I do need something that's like tons more blocks of color, then I try to move towards another full coverage that has more of that. But this one has just been fun for me. Lots of fun. I want to encourage all you guys, it's almost time for full coverage February. And I will be on February 1st. I'm going to try. We should be back to Utah by then, I'm hoping. I am going to post a question on the hashtag full coverage February. Full coverage February. I'm going to post a question on that. Please, 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 if you get a chance, go on and check and answer the question. And when the week's over with, the next following Tuesday, I'm going to pick a winner. And you'll get something. So something that you will enjoy as a full coverage stitcher. So please, please, please take a look at it. I'll post it on, I'll post a couple posts on Instagram as well as I'm saying it here too. So I don't do, I do social media, but I'm not on it every second. Sometimes I miss things that I feel badly that I missed, especially if it's something like something happens to somebody or whatever, then I feel truly bad. Then I missed commenting and telling them that I was sorry about the tragedy or something that they went through. But I don't spend every second on social media. I find that if I get off and start checking that, I tend to look at it too long, and not so much that I fall down a rabbit hole. I'm pretty good right now about not buying a lot of things. I've got a lot of stuff. I'm happy with what I have. What I find though is the rabbit hole just takes me over to, oh, look, this is interesting, that's interesting, whatever, and then I don't get back to my stitching. So that's why I tend to not always go on as regular as what some other people do, or some people are on all the time. But I will try to stay on well during February, so I can make sure I post things and post pictures of what I'm working on. I want all of you, if you can, to post pictures, what you're working on. It should be really fun. I'm really excited about it, and I'm so glad some of the rest of you are joining in too and excited about it. So anyway, I'm going to end this as I normally do, and actually, I was smart. I looked up a gratitude quote on my phone. It doesn't look as cute and no pictures like my others. Oh, I also forgot to tell you that it's 45 degrees here, which is lots warmer than what it is in Utah right now. It's 7 degrees Celsius here. It's probably like 0 Celsius in Utah. It might even be lower than that. So actually, that's nice, having a little bit warmer temperature. Anyway, the quote this time is by Ralph H. Bloom, and he says, "There is a calmness to a life lived in gratitude and a quiet joy." So I would ask you guys to remember to live in gratitude and have that calmness and that quietness and that joy that comes from being grateful for every little thing. Anyway, remember the beauty out there. There is. It's there. It's everywhere. And thanks for joining me here in Washougal. And maybe what I should do right now, I think I'll switch the camera over and I'll try to see if I can show you out the backyard. Though you can't see the river though, but at least I can show you a little bit around. So changing the camera. Okay, this is the living room. There's my little chair back there that I do my stitching when I'm up here. Front door. Fireplace. Picture I found that reminds me so much of the river, even though it's actually a Utah river that the person painted, reminds me of our river here in Washougal. Trying to turn you around, not too fast. There's the stairs, because this is a small house. It has an upstairs with 2 bedrooms, and then the downstairs part. Here we go into the little area where we eat, little dining area. And kitchen. And it's raining outside right now, pretty typical. Let's go over here without the screen. Anyway, way back there where you see the White House and the steep cliff and the pine trees on this side, in between there is where the river is. So we have a meadow that we walk out back, and then that little trail that you can see kind of right about there. There's a little part that's been mowed, and that's what takes you back to our trail to the river. So anyway, just thought I'd show you. Oh, this is our patio, our cute patio too. So anyway, you guys all take care. Glad to talk to you again, and I'll see you on full coverage, February 1st, full coverage, February. Bye all.